House of the Dragon. So this is a Game of Thrones prequel that I've been quite looking forward to, also because I've been reading the book, which is called Fire and Blood. This is a good book, and this covers the entire 300-year reign of the Targaryens on the Iron Throne, but I'm not actually up to the part in the book where this TV show is set. This is set 172 years before the Mad King and before Daenerys, so essentially 172 years before Game of Thrones is set, roughly. And as I said, it's following when the Targaryens are in charge of the Seven Kingdoms and when they are sitting the Iron Throne, when they have their dragons. And at the time this is set, Viserys is the king. He is surrounded by his younger brother Daemon, his daughter Rhaenyra, and then he has his wife, who he is hoping to get an heir out of, as she is yet to provide him with a son. I was apprehensive after the disaster class of Game of Thrones Season 8, which is probably in my eyes the biggest TV cock-up in history, but I was also excited about this show. I thought it looked good, I liked the cast, and this first episode definitely delivered. I thought it was pretty much bang on. It doesn't spoon feed us with much, just a little intro to show us the current positions of power before letting the story flow as we get to know the characters. Our three main characters in Viserys, Daemon and Rhaenyra are played very well and very convincingly, and it soon becomes clear the potential conflicts and potential tensions between this family. Of course, this is roughly around halfway into the Targaryens' 300-year rule, so there's a lot of history in regards to Aegon the Conqueror, who started the Targaryen rule, and Maegor the Cruel, who resembles Daemon in that sense because they both have that sort of lust for blood and murder, and really showing their ruthlessness through their power. Because of the history of the Targaryens and the difficulty that Viserys is suffering here, because in this episode, of course, his wife and heir die within hours of each other, we have a very great drama set up already to continue in the rest of the series. Also, the scene with his wife was brutal. You're just kind of watching it like, holy shit, this is really happening. He's really making this decision. And it's kind of nice to see that in a show again, as bad as that sounds, but a show that doesn't pull its punches, a show that's pretty brutal, a show that really tackles some really crazy things. And that's the whole thing with Game of Thrones, and now this show, it really is about showing the brutality of this world, and you know, people doing whatever it takes to really secure a place on the Iron Throne. Aside from the story, the locations are great, the dragons are cool, the soundtrack is very good, it's very haunting and eerie at times. There's also some really great shots in here, such as Daemon in the throne room, you know, when he's sat on the throne, and then when he has to visit King Viserys later. It has a really sort of haunting and eerie feel to it that is, of course, what I said about the soundtrack. It matches with it very nice, and it brings those chilling shots and scenes that Game of Thrones used to bring in its earlier seasons. The first episode has done more than I thought it would in terms of setting up the rest of the season. It's achieved a lot whilst also pacing itself and having downtime scenes with characters, you know, just to show what they're thinking, what they're going through, and also for character development, and I'm very impressed by that. It's achieved a lot without actually feeling like it's rushing. This was a great first episode. I loved it. I'm already really invested in the show, and I can't wait to see how this show continues. And you know, I'm hearing there may be multiple seasons as well, which is great. You know, I want them to really explore this Targaryen rule. I think it's very interesting, and just based on what I've read in the book, it is very fascinating. So yeah, I look forward to seeing where this show goes. First episode, 9 out of 10. You can't really ask for too much more from a pilot episode, I don't think. You know, not many shows are going to hit home runs in the first episode, but this came pretty damn close. If you've seen it, let me know what you think about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.